Good evening and welcome to Norwalk City School District Board of Education regular meeting, August 11, 2026. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burkett. Here. Mrs. Crawford.
Here.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Here.
Mr. Norris. Here. Mr. Ritzenthaler.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Mrs. Burkett. Yes. Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mr. Ritzenthaler.
Yes.
Recognition of retiree.
All right, tonight we get to recognize the one and only Sharon Linder. So Sharon, come on down. Keith and Pat, if you want to start as well. 24 quality years to the service to the Norwalk City School District, helping out families and the kids. Super powerful person. Proceed, Mr. Mora and Mr. King. Yeah. Face out that massive audience there, Sharon, would you?
I'll get things started. I actually wrote what I was going to say on the back of a hall pass. I thought it was appropriate because she's the one who signs them all. And whenever I try to cut in line and write a hall pass for a student, she likes to remind me, they're not even here today, so why don't you let me do that? And then she sends me back to the office. I want to start off with telling you that the first thing I'm going to miss the most every single morning at about 7:32 is the step right up, who's ready to play the tardy game? So that is the first thing that I will miss every single morning when I come in to do the pledge, when Mr. King is not there to beat me to the punch. But her support to students, staff, and especially to me over the past 2 years, and really 3 in my previous role, comes second to none. She is someone who is the voice of reason in that office. She meets so many kids at the front door and is able to calm them, make them feel like that they're welcome here in our building. But the one thing that will stick with me the most is after a long day in the assistant principal's office, when I come out of there some days feeling a little beat up and a little bit down, is the message that she so willingly gives me. Mrs. Linder always reminds me when I've had a long and rough day that she's broken in too many assistant principals and to at least hang in there until she retires. So
Start over.
we're to that point, so now I'm on my own, I guess. So I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you were able to travel the world like I know you want to do and enjoy every bit of retirement. You are very deserving. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I've known Sharon long enough now I need glasses to read. At the beginning, I did not. But 24 years of service to Norwalk City Schools. Before that, she subbed in various capacities. So if you would extend that time, it'd be, more than that she's been a part of the school district. We had to figure it out. 9 years was a recent stint at Norwalk High School. So I've been working with you for the last 9 years, which is great. Trying to think of words to describe you. And I know it sounds weird, but like Sharon is a machine, like in a good way. Like she churns out work, works hard, is efficient, runs on time. Like she is there. She was only late once ever in all the time. I think you accidentally missed your alarm and you would have thought it was a panic attack. Like it was crazy. It was actually entertaining to us because we've never seen that. Yeah, and it's so valuable as a principal to know somebody does their job when you show them, does it well. And if Sharon handles it, it's getting taken care of. But like also beyond that, like the sappy part, she's kind, generous, dependable, and always willing to help someone in need, students in need. She's very generous, and we appreciate that. She also has a weird sick sense of humor, which at a high school is kind of a survival skill. And we always appreciate your sense of humor. You've always had great cards that are appropriate for me whenever I need a card, and those always make me laugh, that's for sure. We've dealt with our craziness over the years, that's for sure, in the last 9 years, but at the end of the day, she could always make us laugh and look forward to the next day. I know that Norwalk High School has been a better place because of Sharon. Thank you for everything you do for our students, staff, and families. You will be greatly missed. Steve and Sharon, I hope you guys enjoy the next few years of traveling. I know Martha's Vineyard's in the near future. Enjoy that time. You definitely deserve it. And best of luck in retirement.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you very much.
And we get Steve to travel somewhere with you or not? Is that not on the table?
He's retired now. Just retired.
Go on one trip there, Steve, with her, please.
He likes that
He
island.
wants to go out west.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yeah.
Sharon, when I think of like what describes you, I'm thinking like mind reader, because usually when I work with you, I'm like, can you remember? It's done. It's already done. Taken care of. It's like she's 2 steps of everybody. So everyone in the crowd here, you know that 2 steps ahead of you on anything. So here's my request. Please do this. Remind me. Done. So I'm like, I can't even finish. So like she is already knowing, because anybody, all the assistant principals, all the principals she's worked with, like she learns you so quickly, and she's able to know exactly what the ask is going to be. And it's taken care of. Like, that's how efficient she is. The other part is being at high school point, and I'm looking at Brenda as well, like you have to have a special detector. You guys understand, we're live streaming, so I'm saying special detector, because you talk to all types of kids, of parents, of community people, and she can read things very well. She can read with that detector to know, is this story a little fishy? Does it make sense? Do I need to do a follow-up question, or like, that's what it is? That is a quality person. That's a quality secretary. And that's who we've had running point at Norwalk High School. And we've had a great district, great Norwalk High School because of Sharon Linder. So congratulations. Here is your truck.
And I thank you very much.
Running out of hands.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have a grandson that can't wait for this.
I guess it can be as a toy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to your wife.
Congratulations. That was great work.
Thank you. I'll miss you. Thank you. It's been a run. I've had a great time. I've been in a lot of buildings, worked for a lot of different people, and now that I'm done, you're allowed to go wherever you want to go. This place says you're not allowed to go, you can go where you want to go, so I'm leaving on a high note, I thank you.
Just for curious sake, like the day after you're finished here, we wouldn't mind seeing the list of that rank order of the administrators you work with. So maybe it's from lottery tickets, we can see that it looks like. Just for curious sake. Norwalk, Ohio News might be interested as well. We'll see. All right, thank you.
All right. Public participation. Each person who wishes to address the board will be asked to give his or her name and address. Remarks should be limited to 3 minutes in length. If after everyone who wishes to do so has had an opportunity to speak, additional comments can be made up to a total allotted time of 30 minutes. Right, treasurer reports.
Okay, so first off, we have our minutes from July 14th, 2026. They were attached for you to read over. We have our July 2026 financial reports, some information there. July, of course, started fiscal year 27. We have one new CD. It was a 14-month one, 4.1%. It replaces 2 maturities. One was at 4.1 also, and 3.8. So we're currently at an average of 4.02 for all of our CDs. This is for our non-building project funds. So our building project funds are invested with meter in there at a different one, but so I think 4.02 is not bad for how it is. Interest for July, $120,712 in total. Of that, project interest was just over $90,000. Our July drawdown from the OFCC for the building project came July 11th. You'll remember I was worried because we did not receive our April 10th drawdown.
Yep.
They felt we had enough money in our account and we didn't have that many bills coming in, so they did not do it. But $1,489,000, 404 is what came in. So that's helpful because now we have some more bills rolling in, and you'll see that there's lots of work starting across the street. So that's really good news. If that money goes into the 010-9001 under the OFC state share, it also earns interest. I have to track it separately. It had, in July for the month, $4,893 worth of interest. Going forward, we should always have a drawdown. It's a quarterly basis, but we should always have a drawdown from here on in since we're gonna be having a lot more bills coming in. I did change the dates on your OFCC financial report, which I handed all out since I didn't email them this month. I handed you a copy of the financial so that you would have it. Change the dates on that, so now it starts with July 1st, 2026. It will show the balance before and then the activity to current, so we'll keep it current at the end of each month. It was just getting too long with going back to March of 25. It was getting too long to add into your stuff, so. Our school district income tax arrived the end of July. It is for the April, May, and June 2026 quarter. It was $149,634 above last year's same quarter. So just to note, if you look back, you'll see last July, I had sad news about the school district income tax. It was down $96,000 for same time last quarter. So that kind of speaks to how elastic the income tax is. It moves easily and quickly. Sometimes, that's a pretty big jump. For the entire year, last fiscal year, it was just over $22,000 below the previous year. But the year before that, it was $271,000 over that year. So you see how it moves around. It's not really a stable income source. So we also received our advance for our property tax, the second half real estate settlement. We don't have the final numbers, but we did receive an advance on that. The inflation cap credit was $569,000, $998.58. This is the first part of property tax reform that people will see on their tax bills. And it was different for every person and every school district, because if you were a school district that wasn't at the 20 mil floor like us, like I don't think Sandusky was, you didn't have an inflation cap credit. So what the inflation cap credit was, is they took the GDP deflator, which is basically an inflation number, and if the property value changed by more than the GDP deflator, then it was adjusted to not go over that for the millage. So it means that every property was different, because even though countywide we increased 26% for valuation, people's individual properties didn't go up 26%. That was an average. So some people went up more than that, some people went below, some were the same. So if you were below and you were also below the inflation number, you would not have seen an inflation cap credit adjustment on your tax bill. So it's a little bit, it's different for everyone. But the good news is, for this one at least, the state is going to reimburse us that amount. We should be seeing, they said the payment will come in August, but today's the 11th, I haven't seen it yet. So, but it is good news that it'll be reimbursed. A little bit of an aside about property taxes. I was at the courthouse down to see Roland on tax bill day, which was a Friday ago, and the Abolish the Property Tax folks were out there asking people to sign their petition on that Friday that tax bills were due. So we did have a really good discussion. We agreed to disagree on quite a bit. As far as how they want to go about it, I do agree property taxes are too high. The state has shifted a lot of the burden onto homeowners and agricultural, away from the business side of it, and we'll talk about that more with the forecast, what the shift has been. They've gotten rid of quite a few things. Tangible personal property tax, that used to be really big for Norwalk, and it's gone. And it took that burden and it put it on your homeowners. So that needs to be addressed, along with the homestead, increasing that for your seniors. It used to be any senior. Now it's not. That was back in KSIC in 2009. They changed it when the state had a recession there, and they didn't want to give that money back, so they cut it out. They also cut it out on any new levies, like our emergencies levy, and the bond levy does not have any rollbacks on it. So we talked about that a little bit, and it was good because the gentleman I was talking to didn't have all the information. So it gave him a chance maybe to go back and ask questions. One of the things is they're talking about abolishing taxes on real property. So that doesn't address public utility personal property. Your gas pipelines, electric substations, the railroads, all that, there would still be taxes on that according to the way their petition is worded. And when I asked him, well, does that mean, like in the case of our bond, who's going to pay our bond? Does that mean that the public utility taxpayers are going to have to pay the entire debt service each year? He couldn't answer that because he wasn't aware of it, because property taxes are so detailed. We talked about the homestead, and you want to know why the county had not done the original. And I said, well, that's not really where you want the relief to come from. You want it to come from the state. You want the state to expand the homestead to maybe everybody over 65, or at least up the income limit. I think it's like 35,000. You know, maybe take it up to 70,000, something a little better, and make it a higher amount. Not at the county level, because at the county level, there's no reimbursement to your taxing entities, right? Your schools, your libraries, your mental health board, nobody's gonna get reimbursed. Whereas if the state does it, it's reimbursed to them. So there's a lot of details to it. So I think we agreed on a lot, but disagreed on, exactly how to go about it. In their case, they felt that a sales tax would be better to replace property taxes with the sales tax. He didn't like income tax either. The problem with the sales tax is it works just like our school district income tax. It's very elastic. It means that it quickly moves. Actually, at the state level, they are doing really well now, and it's all based on sales tax. Probably because, for one thing, everything is so expensive. Sales tax is a percentage. So if something goes up, then your sales tax goes up too. At the state level, your income tax is down. At the moment, they were down 11.2%, while their sales tax was up. So there's that. And it sounds good. Well, if you're collecting less sales tax, you should have less services. But like for a school, we can't do that. Sales tax the economy may go bad, sales tax goes down, but we still have the same number of students to serve. Can't really cut back because there's less sales tax. And it kind of works, that way with a lot of other government services. You still have the same number of roads to plow, right? You still have to pick up the same trash. You have to provide the same services, police, fire, all that. It's not going to go down just because sales tax went down. So there's, I think he was done talking to me after a while. But there's a lot to it. So if anyone has questions, anybody in TV land, just, call. I love to talk about this stuff. Anyhow, back to my notes. Sorry, got off on a. Okay, so you'll also notice on our state funding, when you look at the comparatives that we're down for state funding going forward for this fiscal year, same thing, we're down about $500,000 down from what we were last year. So that also contributes to why people need more property taxes, because the state is not funding their share. We will need to have another meeting to go over the forecast. I would like to do it the last week, like the 27th or the 28th. I mean, the very last week is the 31st, but that's a little close because it has to be submitted on the 31st and if something goes wrong and all that. So I would like to do it maybe that Thursday or Friday. That gives me a chance to have all of my salary numbers in for the year. Normally what I do when I do the forecast, I like it to all go together. I like my forecast to come out of my state software, match my appropriations, match my estimated revenues, so that everything is together. And to be able to get that all in there, I need to have like my salary numbers in, but everybody is paid differently. Like they start their new salary at a different time. So even though I know compensations, some people will be starting their new salary this August 15th pay. Teachers won't start till August 31st. Administrators started before. 260 started July 1st. So it just helps me if I'm later in the year to be able to do that. So that's why I wanted to have the second meeting, if possible. 27th or 28th works out for everyone.
Look for Thursday.
I can't do Thursday.
Or I mean, any day is fine. We could do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, whatever.
That'd be the second one.
Second football
That'd be
game
the
on
second
Friday.
one.
Friday's fine, Wednesday's, any day.
Friday's a football game day.
But can we do?
We move the time up, or you're able to get back?
Oh, we could do it early.
Okay.
Is it a home
You
game
can
or?
get back, yeah, earlier.
If we do earlier on Thursday, I could do it.
What time
Well,
would
I
you
don't
do?
know if I could do early on Thursday, but I could probably do early on Friday. If there's any flexibility there, if anybody.
We say early, what time are we thinking?
Second game home. We home or late? We
Five-ish.
I'm not sure, first week we're home, I know that, I think we're away, but I don't have my calendar,
I feel like it's in Ontario.
I think that's.
Not real long. I can.
You're fine. You do what you, I learned so much
Would
from you.
Wednesday work?
Hmm?
Wednesday work for everyone?
Is that cutting you too close?
No, I'm fine. Any day that week could be okay. We can do it.
So first day with kids.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday is?
I mean, that's fine. I'm not saying, that's a no because of it.
Tuesday?
Oh, no, I'm probably fine. I mean, I could do Thursday evening, any evening time. I could do Wednesday any evening time. Friday, if you guys want to do that, I could probably do like a 3 p.m. if everyone else could. If you-
I couldn't do 3 p.m.
I don't like Friday just because some will be, I
Yeah,
think
the
we're,
game.
yeah, we're
Okay.
traveling, even that time frame. Wednesday, if we do that, we could keep this time or later, because typically, being day one, we know we're gonna have
Yeah,
busing,
right,
transportation, and we'll have to be all,
How long
Hands on
do
deck.
you think you want, Joyce?
Well, we'll have some other stuff too. We have some other
Yeah.
things we know we're gonna have to do, but I mean, we can keep it short.
No, I'm not telling you to keep
Yeah.
it short. I'm just wondering, like, because I am fine doing a 7 p.m. if you think we're not, that's, if you want to do 7 p.m. If you want to do a little later.
on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like that. You will?
is that okay?
that's the 24th,
Yeah, that'd
right?
be fine with me.
Okay.
26.
26.
Yep.
26 is 7.
First kid day, sorry. I thought it was first. Got it. 7 o'clock
7 o'clock?
Right here?
Yeah, here.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's good. Okay, all right. So that's it for financials. Then the next thing I had, substitute pay, we've been trying to slowly make sure it gets increased a little bit each year, because before it hadn't been increased for years after years, and it got a little behind. So $5 on the certified per day and 25 cents on the classified was the increase. No change on our bus driver ones was a change there. And then we need a OSBA delegate and alternate for Capitol Conference.
We're just discussing, so I think for sure's or me, Eric, Kayla. So I don't know if you wanted, one of you want to do it. I did this last time, it was fine. You just go in and you vote.
I don't care.
Want to go vote?
I would love to vote.
Okay, all right, Kayla.
Okay, so Kayla, and who would like to be the alternate?
I love how Eric looks at me and I'm looking at you.
Eric, okay, got it.
Okay, but I will be there.
I didn't want to take your shine there.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I will also have to make reservations. The housing is like horrible there to get reservations, so you need to let me know for sure who is and isn't going, so that I can,
Yeah, we should do it sooner this time, so we're not all in like separate
we've
places.
experienced
We
that.
were in,
it won't matter.
Oh, it doesn't
The way
matter?
it's set up is just,
yeah, I will definitely go. Again, I thought it was great, so I'll go.
I agree.
okay, so we got for sure Allison, Kayla, Eric.
I'm gonna talk Ralph in here into it, but I might need a little more time.
Nice.
It really is good, so, okay. That's all I have for you this month.
Is there a motion to approve item 4.1 and through 4.5 under treasurer report?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any other discussion? I just wanna thank you for, first of all, trying to talk to people who see a different view. I mean, no, but honestly, I think that the more conversations we can have that are, even if we have to agree to disagree, but having just productive, but still friendly and respectful conversations is what this world's missing. So I appreciate the fact that you didn't just walk by and you tried to
Right,
talk to
yes,
people.
well, I did say no thank you the first time by, and then when I said no thank you on the second time by, he said, can I ask why? And I'm like, you really want it? Okay.
Well, I'm just
I mean,
saying,
really,
it's great.
it does take a dialogue, because there is so much to it, and I feel like people miss a lot of it, and I mean, he had some very valid points, it's just that I like public services. I believe in public education, I wanna have nice roads to drive on, I want fire and the police and the EMS to come when I call them, I wanna go to my library, I want all these things that, and it's not gonna happen. I mean, there's no, really, not that property taxes have become equitable, because they haven't. That is the state's fault, that is the legislature's fault, without a doubt. That needs reformed, it needs done differently. But there's no other way of providing revenue to the taxing entities that's gonna be stable, and basically, you can make it halfway fair. I mean, sales tax isn't fair, it's a very regressive tax, because everybody has to buy at least the basics, right? And you're paying the same percent for the basics, and that's just not, that's not fair if you make it an outrageous amount, just like income tax. you know, the state going to a flat tax, that's not really fair because it makes it a very regressive tax, whereas when there were different levels of it, everybody paid the small amount on this, and then the next you paid a little more, and the next that's how it is. You're not paying like, I think the top rate way back when was whatever, 7%. You're not paying 7% on everything. You're paying 7% on the marginal amount above 200,000. Oh, I'm sorry, if you're making 200,000, you can pay 7%. You know, okay, here I go, sorry.
I just
It may
mean
be
like,
wise if we would actually have an invite and you won't have a lot of people, but there's strong positions on the other side. So we would want those individuals to be here, just like pre-bond, we made ourselves available. We want to take our district message there. It's no different there, but it's not just Norwalk City School District. There's other entities of who are the vocal, who are the mouthpieces for each of those that are together that you invite people in. Because at a minimum, you'll have the other side, and the other side's gonna be strong, so you need to hear that.
like you said, nobody's 100% wrong or 100% right.
Right.
And taxes are very complex, and a lot of it is hard to understand all the changes, why, how we got here. It's not just property tax is just too high. How did we get here? What is it based off of? What changed over the last few years? And it's a lot for people to understand.
It is, for sure. Yeah,
So-
and that is what, like other counties are doing, they're getting together, you know, all of their taxing entities getting together and putting the word out. Because this will be on the ballot, not this November, but next November. They're gonna have the signatures. I mean, they are very persuasive and they have a very good point. And unless you understand everything that goes along with it, sounds good, doesn't it? Let's all not pay taxes.
Right. But it, like you said, it'll come from somewhere. So if you put it on your purchases, well, you know, maybe I know a big discussion point for them is, you know, our senior citizens they can't afford to live in their home. But they're not gonna be able to afford to go to the grocery store and get the food to put back into their home. So, I mean, the money has to come from somewhere to keep services, so they have to understand that that's why it was spread out into all these different buckets, so that to try to be fair, but like you said, we didn't change that, legislation changed.
Right.
And not directly on point, but a side point to it is the fact of, we heard that Ohio Educational and Public School funded 45th of all states, say Ohio. And I'm clearly not one to say more money is the answer. I am not a person that says throw more money at things, it's always gonna solve. Some people think that's the case. That's not me at all. I don't think more money is always the solution, but when you're 45th of the states, sometimes that is a measurement of where the focus is on our funding.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Norris. Mrs. Burkett.
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes,
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Mr. Ritzenthaler.
Yes.
personnel.
All right,
For
thank you.
employment, I have one this month, Fatima Cruz, custodian. She'll be on her probationary contract and starting here with the new school year. As of today, we did post, we have driving positions with transportation issues, and we have additional aid positions. So if you saw your email, ladies, you saw those posts that are happening. So we're obviously getting close to the start of the school year. We intend to have those filled. Some of those come in because you might find out a student's gonna be with you that needs a one-on-one aid. So it's not like we weren't prepared. Some of these things happen because of late additions of who's gonna be and we have to serve. So that's happening. Clearly, we're addressing the transportation. So that's what we have on the books, and hopefully we will have those ready when we meet next, our special meeting here at the end of the month. 5.2 is a change of classification for Michelle Beverly, transportation aide. She was awarded the custodian position, so that is a good move for her. Resignation, Sue Silcox is an educational assistant. So this previous month or two, we hired her son, and now she has reasons as to why she shouldn't be. So I don't want to get into personal details, but there might be some family to take care of there. And so we hire the son and we lose mom. And we have colleagues of Sue Silcox here, and we talk about Sharon Linder. And I've never personally worked with Sue, so I don't know her. I know her as a parent, as like a Norwalk trucker, I know her that. But talking to Mr. Moore, we had our administrative meeting today, like, she's a hard worker, so vouch for that. Like, she is a hard worker, and Mr. Moore said, like, to find someone remotely close to her level, that's gonna be difficult to replace. So I'm not saying our days and our years are necessarily done with Sue Silcox. She might find a timing of what works in the future to come back, and that'll be an easy one to say, we want her back. So that may be the case. speaking for things I don't know. And Mike King was a custodian. He was effectively resigned effective August 7th. We have stipend for 2 individuals, Adele and Alyssa, for ETR evaluation team. So Kayla knows this well. Basically, the group identified individuals so where we're going to give service to eligible for special ed services. So that's the kind of to determine what students are available or would be eligible for special ed services. 5.5, we have $150 for new teacher orientation, which is this coming Monday. As you know, that's actually before the teacher contract, so they are paid, compensated that set figure for that one day that they come in. That was a smart move we made by the district because Jen's working with them. They're getting all the information, having a week prior rather than running it right prior to the all staff days where being a new staff member, you're feeling like very hurried, anxious because it's just one step after another. Then you have kids coming in. So that was a smart move that we did that a couple years ago, moved that time frame up. 5.6 is another stipend for transportation staff, so part of the OPSI for the Transportation Active Threat Response. So that was a great response that we have of our OPSI members that are willing to participate on that because we'll learn a lot from that, and that's multiple agencies that will work together. So those are important exercises to do, and I'm glad that's happening with our staff. 5.7, Julissa Reyes, if you remember, we had hired her and as an ELA position. We are, because of needs, having to shift her as a long-term sub. So we're not actually replacing the EL piece, but she is being compensated the difference. So if you say 75 doesn't seem to fit any of the figures that are aforementioned, that's the case. That's covering the spread of what we hired her as and what she will actually be doing. Does that make sense? Yep. 5.8 is our LPDC, so that's our local professional development. These are the team, 2 administrators, 3 teachers that basically put the stamp on people's plans for what they're doing for professional development. There are 3 names that are consistent there from previous year. That's Rhonda Rafe Snyder, Brian Stitak, and Ken Moore, who is a lifetime appointment, I believe. The 2 new ones there are Scott Spettle, who is replacing Pat Caney, who's been in the position for 2 years from the administrative side, and then Sarah Boyer is replacing Lori Griffiths. So that's from the teacher standpoint. So those are the 5 that will be for the 26-27 school year. 5.9 for this coming school year is the traditional list we have of SLPs, school psychs, school counselors that have additional days. We have a director of activities there at the middle school with Ray Scheid. So that's the combination of names. Not all those individuals use those days. There are a couple there that will be short, where basically it's the honor system. We know there's more work outside of your contract, and you put in and mark your days. So there are a handful, but then there's others there that we say up to 20, and and I'm looking at you because you're in the field, well, it might actually be 30 or 35. Joyce didn't hear this, but it might be that because we have to get the work done, and that's recognition of that additional work that it takes in those positions. 5.10 is a healthy list of certified and classified substitutes for the coming year. Supplemental contracts at the middle school, we have Eric Hall, high school teacher, who will be serving as boys basketball coach, again at the middle school level, and then Dylan Rickert, who will be a volunteer for football at Norwalk Middle School. Last one, approval of Emily Baumgartner to use her SLP license to service Firelands Regional Medical Center. That, of course, has to be board approved because she's using her license in some other facet outside of the school business. So that is why that's listed. So that's all I have for personnel.
Is there a motion to approve items 5.1 through 5.13 under personnel?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Norris?
Yes.
Mrs. Burkett?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mr. Whitenthaler?
Yes.
Superintendent report.
We have a ESC contract that needs to be approved for vision impaired services for some of our students. 6.2 is our preschool handbook that's attached as a PDF. 6.3, you've seen this for many years. Our Nate Whaley, high school teacher, has been the primary that goes on the honors trip. Mike Connie will be doing that this year in place of Nate. So Mike, if you know him well, he's our SRO. He also was a Marine, so it's good for Mike. So he's excited to go on that trip. So that'll be and that's overnight. So that's why that's in front of you. It's an overnight trip for our students as well. So great trip with our veterans and our students and the adult chaperones. 6.4, and I'll put 6.4 and 6.6 together. That is the North Point Handbook. So that's our ESC that we work with. We're basically saying we as a board, we as a district are accepting the handbook because our kids are part, in many parts of the North Point classes and different programs they offer. Jumping to 6.6 is also the fact that some of their administrators, as listed there, will at times have to dole out discipline. So that's basically giving them, who are not Norwalk City School District employees, the ability and the right, and these are licensed individuals, that will discipline our students where it comes to potentially a suspension issue. 6.5, we have the revision of the student acceptable use policy. So that was highlighted, and that essentially took your board policy and implemented that into the acceptable use policy. So Jen Gerber has worked on that with her team, so she is available here, but that's pretty straightforward in the language that was used for the upcoming year. 6.7, we have our updated board policies, again, from Pebble Wagner. Most of those are just making us in compliance with state and federal law. So there was none of those that came to, sometimes we present these to you and you get to make a determination, local decision, we're gonna do X, we're gonna do Y, and then we let the attorneys know and they craft that language. That's not the case here. This is kind of the standard fare that works for all the districts in which they write policy for. So those exist, and we have the Cliff Notes, we have the full length available as well. 6.8 is the transportation handbook, and then following that is the approval of the bus routes. So we had discussion last night in our pre-board agenda meeting and the use of TransFinder and how that's going to be. So we did talk in our administrative meeting today. So some of those things with TransFinder will be addressed, but this is approving the bus routes, which is separate than that. So that is everything I have for superintendent items.
Is there a motion to approve items 6.1 through 6.9 under superintendent reports?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any discussion?
This might not be the most on topic, but 6.1 made me think about it with the vision impaired services. I didn't go to, we had like a training or consultation with the agency for students who are like deaf blindness and how there's an under use or utilization of those services. And maybe this is something I can get with Ruteba with later, but just to kind of like put it on people's radars, there's lots of different ways to qualify for the deaf blindness services. So I can pass that along or whatever, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there because there's students who might not be totally deaf or totally blind, but would qualify for extra services like outside of the school setting to support families.
I think Dan might have something to share on that too, huh? Vision?
With the Ohio C, yes, we are going to be participating in the Ohio C program. You may have seen that, Governor DeWine has been promoting that heavily. It's a great program. It kind of aligns with our dental services that they come, they have a van that will come and provide dental services. The same with eyeglasses. We kind of look at, that once we have our vision screening of those students who did not pass the vision screening or had some issues, that they will be provided a complete exam, and if they do need glasses, they will get glasses also.
That's awesome.
So at no cost to the families, and and with the parents that have insurance, they'll help with all of that, but they're not going to turn anyone away. So.
And thanks to Dan for setting that all up.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, and we are also going to be a part of Team Trestle this fall.
We're gonna get here.
We're gonna get it here.
after all. It might
A
be,
little late, but
it might be
Governor
ribbon
DeWine.
cutting when you're not lieutenant governor, and
Yeah.
then you're just the old ball coach coming back here for Norwalk, but yeah.
Because if you notice in the, in the news that those are the two areas, Governor DeWine's big on the Ohio C and obviously Coach Trestle. So I
On
figure
the fitness piece.
yeah, with the fitness, the Team Trestle, so.
Thank you.
any more discussion? Roll call please.
Mr. Norris?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mrs. Burkett?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Ritzenholler?
Yes.
Great, board item. Resolution to purchase real property per Ohio Revised Code 33.3.37. Whereas the Norwalk City School District desires to acquire certain real property located at Christie Avenue, Norwalk, Ohio 44857, at least 8 acres. There's parcel numbers on here for public school educational purposes. Whereas the owner has offered to sell the property for the purchase price of $200,000, now therefore be it resolved by the board that it found and determined that the property is needed for the school purposes. The board authorized the board president and treasurer to execute the contract, and they or either of them separately, or the superintendent hereby are further authorized to execute any and all document required by the contract or deemed by any of them reasonably necessary in connection with the board's performance under the contract. The board further authorized the superintendent, board president, and or treasurer, if all terms and conditions of the contract are met, to complete the closing of the transaction contemplated thereunder and execute any documents deemed by any of them to be reasonably necessary in connection with the closing. Is there a motion to approve the board item?
So move. Second.
That was too fast. Who was it? Ralph got it first. Okay.
Second.
Ralph, Jeremy.
Discussion.
I have property adjacent to this location, so there's that.
So I just want to say, when we learned as a board that there was a significant amount of acreage adjacent to the high school that was going to become available to purchase, there was a great deal of discussion among the board and the admin. We have deliberated on this opportunity many times. For me, I wanted to make my vote apparent and why it's going to come down for me as a yes. It is very unlikely that we'll ever have an opportunity to acquire this amount of land directly adjacent to now what is going to be our pre-K through 12 campus. And over the past 4.5 years, I have seen firsthand unforeseen challenges the board has faced in trying to acquire the land necessary for us to build our pre-K through 8 building. That land was critical for us to qualify for the state funding of more than 50% of the project. And there were times that we came very close to losing that opportunity because of the challenges. And I am sure previous boards and admin never anticipated that happening for us. So that experience has stayed with me as we considered this decision. And I can say none of us sitting here tonight knows what Norwalk City Schools will need in 20 years, 50 years, or 100 years from now. But we do have an opportunity today to make sure that our future boards in those positions have some options that we almost did not have. So if my vote tonight helps a future board make decisions easier for Norwalk schools in this community, I believe it's the right decision. So for that reason, I'm voting yes.
So the acreage we are referencing is the wooded parcel behind the practice football field behind the high school. So that touches our current soccer field, and it goes essentially, if you would go on the 50-yard line of that football field and angle that across to Christie, that is what we're talking about. There's 2 parcel numbers listed there because the one shows a 7.1 and change, and then we wanted access to Christie as another potential in the future because we have talked about the bus garage going behind the large Reagan setup. So we have Reagan 1, we have Reagan 2 that's begun. We know the space behind that would be ideal for the bus garage. Is that happening at the same time the school's going to be opening? Likely not. But we sure hope in a couple years from there, we can begin that process. We can have the mechanic, we can have the wash bay, and then as we get money, potentially through PI monies, we can keep extending it. Ideally, we've talked, we'd love to have every route bus that could get under roof. You want to extend the life of your buses, get them under roof. We haven't had that for years, and you could say we've been fine, but we're having to spend a lot of money on buses right now. So that is the goal, and you think about if we have egress that we could get to Christie Lane because the center of Norwalk Trucker universe is on Shady Lane right now. Whether it be the PK, whether it be the high school campus, everything feeds out to Shady Lane. Think about the potential, what that would be is if we had another escape hatch to Christie. So if anyone is curious and wants to look up the parcels, that's why you're seeing that, because within this contract, if approved tonight to go forward, it basically shows the 7 and change acres, and then there's basically a 60-foot pass from the football field, if you just want to visualize it, that goes right out to Christie Lane. So some of you have been on Christie, you understand the houses that are on Christie. You also understand a wooded pass that would be essentially the district if this contract and this deal does occur. So I think it's a wise choice if you as a board move forward, because we don't have to say to our community right today, this is the plan, but what are we trying to do as our district? We're tightening our footprint. We know, like I said, the center of the universe for all things Norwalk City School District, it's gonna be here. There's only several places that we have interest in yet to purchase land, because we know you don't have things that get less. We have things that come up that we don't have space for, and we could do that. So I want it to be clear, nothing is planned for that wooded acreage now, but it's the smartest move, because when you do the math, 8 acres, you know that at 200,000, what that is. 8 acres in the city. If the district wouldn't buy it, there'd be a lot of people that have interest in it. We are fortunate that we had realtors work with the owner and came to the district, because that owner has strong ties and wanted the district to have first opportunity. And we greatly appreciate that.
I would just add, as I think about, these decisions, I think about the obligations of the board to take care of both what's in front of us today, but also set ourselves up well for the future. And I think in terms of fiscal responsibility, I think this board has really done yeoman's work. The meetings we've had relative to reducing our deficit, the money that we've gotten for grants through Mr. Ballman's work, I think all of these are examples where we've tried to make sure that every dollar coming into Norwalk City School District is spent wisely. I would also say it's appropriate that Mr. Linder's here, because I feel like him and others who sat in these seats actually set us up well for the future. And I think that's what we're attempting to do, is set up the next board that might come behind us up well as well. And so I'm excited for this. I think the possibilities are limitless, and it gives us another opportunity to continue to make sure Norwalk City School District is offering world-class education to our district.
Awesome. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Ritzenthaler.
Yes.
Mr. Norris.
Yes.
Mrs. Burkett.
Abstain.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
All right. Any other board discussion?
So we had our regular meeting today. We meet every Tuesday, and Jeremy is on that committee. So we are on plan, and so what we had mentioned at groundbreaking, the plan is to, around Christmas time, the building will be completed. And we finished with that final push on that last 100,000 and change. That's covering the turf that's gonna go in there. So 40 yards of indoor turf facility. So Christmas, January 27, 28, we're working with Mr. Reagan right now to see when he's available. He's both going to be introduced into our Hall of Fame, and we like to tie that into potentially the ribbon cutting. So we're tying that with him. So we have several different things with Hall of Fame classes that we're looking to do, whether one be like some be tied with him, and then there's a second group which is more tied to what we've done traditionally in the past during that basketball time frame. So that's what we're working there. Yesterday, we started getting a lot of texts and people like, there's action. I got people sending me like, as though I've never been on Shady Lane, to say like fence is going up. So there's like great excitement. Like you didn't know there could be so much excitement, like a fence is going up. And that means something is happening. And then today they started the entranceway for, just like Janata Herner had done with the access path to go around the media center and the academic wings, to start that process, and eventually skimming that top, hard surface that, and that'll be the bus garage. So it's making sense for the district, not just for the Reagan and that privately funded part. It's smart for the district. And then that same thing is happening too. So they clearly want to get those pathways. We know, and Ralph sits on the EHOV board, like you want to get, with the amount of rains we've had, you want to get paths in place so you can continue with your business. Otherwise, you just have pools everywhere and there's not much you can do. So the best line of these early site packages to get things in firm, good order with your construction path to get where you need to do the work. So those exciting things are happening. Art gallery, we're about several days away, and that's going to be completely finished. So a brand new floor, brand new painting, brand new base, so it'll look sharp. So very excited for our art department and the whole community that actually uses that space.
Love how it doesn't start raining until we start construction. Flooding.
God has a sense of humor.
And I saw Mr. Keeney already sent out his welcome letter to the high school, and hopefully the traffic with all this stuff going on, the parking will work out for you. I am a little happy my daughter is a late arrival because she probably wouldn't handle it well, so she'll come in when everybody's already there.
It's about 1 month to deal with it before the heavy steel is
Yeah.
out of the way, and then we'll get our lot back.
Yeah.
We can deal with it.
Awesome.
So obviously, we're talking, when we look at our PI money, we know this parking lot, and as you referenced, Eric, Mr. Linder here, we know this parking lot has to be addressed. So we know heavy equipment's running over it. We're trying to patch and make it work for another year, but we know the bulk of our PI money is gonna be going in this lot because this is what we're down to. So, it serviced those years. There were some issues initially, but real money and not just patchwork and some would say Band-Aid money going into that, because even Band-Aid patches are expensive. We're gonna have to commit. So we'd like to say our PI money is committed to those, but we also know all these other buildings that we currently own that kids attend that are in school for the next 3 years, we need to keep them at a level that we want our kids to be at. So don't think for a second, community, that we're gonna say we're not gonna take care of our buildings, but you also know we're not wanting to put a lot of dollars into those other buildings because of the obvious reasons of potential sales of those properties. So that is kind of the structured plan.
Any other board discussion? Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second,
Second.
roll call please.
Mr. Norris?
Yes.
Mrs. Burkett?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mr. Ritzenthaler?
Yes.
Thank you.
We said 7:15 for